Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
All right. Hopefully, we are there. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially. And this is the Misconceptions podcast. Okay, right on cue. My mic cut out. So, like I was saying, this is the Beatzilla PDX official show. This is the midweek report. And like I said, we're doing, as you see, the setup, doing something different tonight. Hopefully, y'all enjoy that. Just giving it a try, different looks. Again, this is what we do. Uh, y'all have seen what my normal backdrop has already looked like. So I figured, hey, let's go ahead and try something else. But nonetheless, how do y'all like it? And like and share as you guys are coming in, if you would, please. If you would, please like and share. And then if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to this channel right now. Go hit the notification bell, hit the word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. And we went live yesterday. So that was something right there. If you guys was having your notification bells rung, you would have been here yesterday for the impromptu live about the events of yesterday. So we have more events today. Things are getting crazy out here, family. Very, very, very crazy. Where's it? Let me get this up here. See who all we have in the chat. All right, let me get. All right, I see your dark skinned brother was early. All right, Kid Gravity Beyond in the house. What is going on? Rain Love in the house. Welcome. Lawrence Lily, Black First. Project Leroy, welcome. Old Grandma, Jersey City in the building. Hello, chat. Tasha Peters in the house. Black First. Let's see who else. Oh, Sidonian Snow, B1. Welcome. Yes, indeed. Dark skinned brother in the house. Black First, everyone. Keep Prince in the house. Welcome. Rhonda Smith, you said you like it. Good. All right. Lamar West 12, Black First. All righty. Yes, indeed. Yes, dark skinned brother, member of for 3 months. So one of our B1 warriors in the house. Shalom, my warrior brother. And yes, things are definitely getting crazy. Oof, to say the least. And I can't help but notice some of these convenient pivots of mainstream news. So, let's see. I see Albadi Winbush in the house. That's over on my Facebook channel. And let's see. Crew Reality. I always do that. CRU Reality. Welcome, my brother. All right. So we have a few things to go through. And one of the things I do want to talk about tonight, which I normally don't. I don't normally do the whole relationship thing, but it was very interesting that Ebony K. Williams' piece with the Ayanna Van Zant and then her rebuttal. Kind of interesting, but very telling about some of the things we've been talking about for a while that we're seeing out here. So we're gonna go through these things. Big Free, Black First, Black First. Welcome to the Chizat. So again, just a refresher for those who might have forgot how some things have happened in our community that we, have been strongly and harshly affected by. One of those being the crime bill from one Joe Biden, which for some reason some people seem to believe he apologized for doing, and he's actually done exact opposite. He has doubled down on being proud of all of his bills that he has put out. So, yeah, there's that. But we have these new candidates coming up and coming around. And subsequently, these people have benefited from being here by way of civil rights movements and even, post-slavery. So a lot of people just seem to be very, I guess you could say, ungrateful when it comes down to the foundation that foundational Black Americans have put down. Cult-like personality in the house. Welcome. I see you, my sister. Welcome. So first, let's go here. Remember this.
Found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together, a bunch of jive folks living in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan. When they found out, they were keeping schools open. So gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me, robbing the local store. They're in a gymnasium. And my daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer. And I will be safer. And I will be happy.
Wow. Wow. Film, animation, art in the house. Black first, family. So yeah, for all of the dedicated Democrats, that's your guy. That is your guy. Wow. And he's been talking like that forever. So, think about how old that is. And then this is right after he gets elected.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
See, something we're doing here is we are handing out societal indictments. We're not lone wolfing things anymore. So we're making sure you see everything clearly as the situations they are. Let's see, who do we see? Oh, Cyberdyne 100. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, Yalis Cadence in the house. Welcome, welcome. We are now officially international. Lamar West, I'll say yes, indeed. Said by 2040, hopefully, Hawashai will be back. Say that twice. Project Leroy in the house, and none of them Boule sellouts gave zero pushback to the white supremacist Biden at all. Matter of fact, they were the buffers for the bill. They were literally the buffers for the bill. Imagine that. And so here we are again. Oh, the guns and our community and the gun problem in our community. Who needs an AR-15? Your children aren't the ones with AR-15s. It's theirs. See, this again, why over here y'all trust the grassroots. Y'all listen to the voices of the new black media for a reason. Because when we're telling y'all, this is what we see. They're going to start coming before you telling you Oh no, these are actually your children. Your children are the violent ones out here with this gun culture and this violence and all of it. No, 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 no. This right here is gun culture at its height. And they starting young. You understand me? Young. And what do you think goes along with this particular upbringing? What are they getting them ready for? This begs to ask the question. Yeah, what are they getting them ready for? And just notice the coverage last week. There was a prom shooting, and two young folks were cut down by way of this individual. And somehow, the week before, when everybody was talking about the 3 black guys that shot up the Sweet 16 party, that got a lot of coverage. Then you seen their faces a lot. Here's the following week. How much have you saw of this guy? And think over since the weekend, how much have you heard about guns? Although there have been multiple deletions in the past few days with guns. Have y'all heard anything? We got to do something about these guns. Boy, that went quiet real quick. Super duper silence. That's not by accident. That ain't by accident at all. You understand what I'm saying? Cult-like personality with the super chat. Thank you so much. Your original footprint on this land set the course for your doom. Bam. There it is. That's why Babylon is falling. That is what you hear every broadcast here, Wednesday and Friday. You understand? For a reason. And then also in New York, this woman gets off. Back into the studio. I don't know why I just got kicked out. So I'm coming back into the studio on my other camera. Bear with me, family. Let's get back in here. Let's get back into this. There we go. All right. Lord. So yeah, this woman here. Oh, get out of there. My bad, y'all. My bad. Okay, so yeah, this woman here ran her car, plowed through a Black Lives Matter rally back in 2020, I believe. And she was like, "Yeah, damn, I ain't taking no plea. I'm not admitting guilt." And now she's taking a plea deal and gets no jail time. So she was defiant at first and still walks away with a deal. with no time. Now, what can one say about the privilege there? Oh, well, we don't know, man. That's privilege for you. Let's see. This is the first one. Let me get this in here. Because this woman was just proud as hell. And I'm sure y'all seen the other video of this other chick who was so gone and drunk, but still cold and heartless at the same time. DUI'd and deleted 2 people in this DUI. And they're telling her, you know, you just done this. You're going to jail with no bail. And she's like, man. It's like, wow. Wow. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with out here. But, you know, hey, we're the violent ones. And we're not, you know, we're nothing but violent and all of that garbage. Tanya Zion in the house. Welcome. Greetings. But let's see. This is the woman from New York. Her name is Kathleen Casillo. So much for that black and brown thing. Yeah, that wasn't much of nothing. Let's see. There it is. Bear with me 1 second. So it says, and this article on this woman, Kathleen Casillo. Matter of fact, do I have a picture up here? Yeah. So this woman right here. It says a New York woman will not be serving any jail time for ramming her car into Black Lives Matter protesters nearly 3 years ago. According to the New York Post, 53-year-old Kathleen Casillo of Queens was sentenced on Monday, May 1st, to 5 hours of community service. Oh, wow. For plowing through a Black Lives Matter protest in Midtown on December 11th, 2020. Casillo was facing 7 years in prison for injuring 6 protesters on 39th and 3rd Avenue, but she was spared jail time through a plea deal she accepted. Under the agreement, she pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge of reckless endangerment, which will be knocked down to a disorderly misconduct violation. If she stays out of trouble for 6 months, according to the district attorney Alvin Bragg's office. Yeah, we're going to be revisiting this New York situation, and I guess we need to talk about this Alvin Bragg fella, because, see, there's something else that's going on in New York also today, if you haven't caught that news as well. They're so busy trying to worry about Donald Trump getting whatever, bothered or haltered, because you're not going to put the man in prison. But you're bypassing real crime, anti-black crime at that. You know, and slap on the wrist. So just like the previous DA, here we go again with this Alvin Bragg dude showing you, because y'all remember, matter of fact, it's his office that revisited old Bird Girl, and also the woman that attacked that 14-year-old boy. So the woman who was it Amy Cooper in Central Park with the dog? And was it Christian Cooper? And then the young man, Keon, over the girl's lost phone, Ponsetto, Maya Ponsetto. That was her name. Yeah, they both just chilling. This boy, oh boy, they're doing a bang up job out there in New York in the DA's office, ain't they? Let's see. The mother told cops at the time she panicked and slammed on the gas, fearing for her safety and her 29-year-old daughter who was in the vehicle with her, the reporter said. She also called the protesters aggressive, although it was her who slammed into multiple people. What did I say? What did I just read? What was that? How many people? 9? It's quite a few people. No jail time. Demonstrators screamed at Casillo as she, or as a Casillo, as she excited the Manhattan Supreme Court following her sentence. Reporters said Casillo reportedly told the angry crowd, "I'm sorry for everyone. I really am." Ooh. No, Tay the man, no, she didn't delete anybody over here, but she did injure almost 10 folk. Almost 10 people she plowed her van into, and now 5 hours of community service. 5 hours of community service. My husband's back was turned when you hit him. And so I guess this is a quote from somebody else. So my husband's back was turned when you hit him and sent him flying into the air. His back was turned. How was that aggressive? One protester reportedly yelled at the 53-year-old woman. Why are they trying to 53-year-old? Is she, at the 53-year-old woman? Yeah, that plowed through a crowd and hit a person with their back turned. See, by the way of some of these injuries, good and doggone well, you can't just say, well, it was, come on. Wow. He was aggressive with his back, I guess. Casillo was originally charged with reckless assault and reckless endangerment. Rightly so. She previously rejected a couple of plea deals, including one where her driver's license would be suspended for a year and require 6 hours of community service. So even one of the other deals that she turned down still was no jail time for running over 9 people. Y'all understand what we looking at right here? Come on, man. Come on, man. I see another super chat in the house. Cult-like personality with the super chat. Black people afraid of white people. White supremacists. Yeah. Not serving the Most High God. Fear the Creator and not hiding behind a curtain. Oh, and not a devil hiding behind the curtain. Got it. Real truth. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. Same as you too, dark-skinned brother. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours. AK Sour God, I see in the house. What's going on, brother? All right. Yes. Tanya's eyes said, where are her lips? Oh, Lord. Let's see. Oliver Storch, Casillo's lawyer, said justice has been served in this case. Miss Casillo is a retired grandmother who looks forward to putting this horrible ordeal behind her and spending time with her family. Storch said, you know, they keep trying to make like she's 53. Stop it. She's not a senior citizen. Good grief. Afro Elite in the house. What's going on, my brother? Black women, stand up. I see you. Black Star TV. What is going on in the house? Yes, what's going on, my brother? Let's see. She said, let's see, she's retired and spending time with her family. Storch said her thoughts and prayers go out to anybody injured. What does that mean? You ran over individuals. So isn't there somebody there that you could say, I apologize to? There are victims. Wow. Mind you, New York, they got real tough laws. Like they put you away for everything in New York. So it's kind of interesting that she just dipping. Prosecutors said they agreed to the terms because Castillo didn't have a criminal history. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. If only that worked for black folk. Let's see. She didn't flee the scene and took responsibility for her actions. Assistant District Attorney Andrew Mercer made it clear in court that if she doesn't uphold her plea agreement, she may face jail time again. Yeah, but after plowing, and see, it's the message. It's the statement in the message. That's what's going on right there. So you see what they're trying to do. Like, hey, well, you know, I mean, these people were aggressive. So she stepped on the gas and, maybe she ran over somebody, just hit him from behind like a coward. I don't know. I mean, but let's just try to give her this deal, So this is her walking out after the deal today.
Kathleen, you happy this is over with?
Yes.
Yes. What do you have to say?
I am sorry. Sorry, everyone. I really am.
You know that, right?
They fucked my life up.
Exactly. This is not everybody's best day. People should protest at these.
You did this. You did this. You people's lives up. Tabitha can't concentrate. She has cognitive issues. She can't play with her kids. She can't help them with the homework. You people's lives up. You're the one. You're a criminal. You're a criminal and you have not taken accountability. You have not taken accountability.
The protesters should take responsibility for their aggressive and unreasonable.
They were not aggressive. They didn't do anything. My husband's back was turned when you hit him and sent him flying into the air. His back was turned. How is that aggressive? How is that aggressive?
Yeah, I guess that's the look of remorse now, isn't it? Do y'all think? Do you guys in the chat believe that she's sorry? You really get the energy of recompense right there, don't you? Oh, just so sorry. Oh Lord, but they effed my life up. There's more though. Somebody else caught a little more. So shout out to whoever this is.
Yes. What do you have to say?
I am sorry. Sorry, everyone. I really am.
You know that, right?
They fucked my life up.
Exactly. This is not everybody's best day. People should protest.
Yes. What do you have to say?
Okay, it's the same video. But with that being said, let me segue into this other story that's going on in New York. And this is what's crazy with this this situation. This, I guess he's some kind of former Marine or something like that strangled this brother. I guess he was a performer as well. I guess he was like street a Michael Jackson impersonator, and Jordan Neely, the brother Jordan Neely. They let's see, medical. I'm sorry, that's so okay. So I see now that they have just, of course, the medical examiner has ruled his death a homicide, and could face involuntary. Now they're trying to say that the man who walked away could face involuntary manslaughter charges, legal experts say. Notice how they're setting up the tone of the charges that they gonna have to put on this dude. But notice how they already setting it up, because this should be first degree deletion right here. No question. You choked this dude out for 15 minutes. What the hell are you talking about? And he's no policeman. He's no policeman. The last person that choked someone out for 10 minutes is doing life. How on earth in this situation does this man walk away in Eric Adams City from his police officers, law and order? How does man just walk off from choking somebody to death? The other worst part about this is nobody got this. Boy, oh boy, you almost made me channel my inner Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Nobody chose to get this man off this dude. You just gonna let him talk? He was unruly. Unruly. Man, I don't know what I don't know what how people would take that, but I ain't feeling that. If that's my family member, you not finna tell me my family member ain't here no more because he was unruly. And then you let this dude go. Okay. Now, who's this again? So this goes to say, shocking video shows NYC subway passenger putting unhinged man in deadly chokehold. Dramatic new video shows a strap hanger taking matters into his own hands, pinning down an unhinged man in a deadly incident in a Manhattan subway station this week. The 24-year-old passenger stepped in after the vagrant, identified by sources as Jordan Neely. God, this is Jesus. Can it be any more anti-black slanted? New York Post. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Jordan Neely, 30, began going on an aggressive rant on a northbound F train Monday afternoon, according to police and a witness who took the video. And that's, you're taking the video of this cat getting choked up. This dude ain't even a cop. All these people, in my view, probably should be charged. And I'm telling, I mean, I can't, hey, I don't advocate for nothing, other than justice. I just don't know how people can sit up there knowing that that's their family member going out like that. Okay. Just gonna stand there, huh? Anyway, let me read on. He starts to make a speech. Freelance journalist Juan Alberto Vasquez said in Spanish during an interview Tuesday, referring to the disturbed man. Wow. He started screaming in an aggressive manner, Vasquez told the Post. He said he had no food, he had no drink, and he was tired and doesn't care if he goes to jail. That's going to jail, not being deleted. And if he has nothing, then going to jail is 3 hots and a cop. That's not new. There's plenty of homeless people that in times and certain times of need, they will do things to get themselves put in jail because they don't have anywhere to go and they're dead broke and they're rock bottom. So safest place for them is sitting in jail on some silly charges because this is a misdemeanor charge. And so you're choking him out for being a nuisance? No. Because to this point, he's giving a speech, a rant. Where have you heard any threats? Where have you heard there was a weapon? No. You just didn't like the loud mouth, crazy black man. That's what I'm looking at. But look at the deranged man. He was unhinged. His mind, he was out of his mind. Man, come on, man. He started screaming all these things, took off his jacket, a black jacket he had, and threw it on the ground. That's when he said the strap hanger came up behind Neely and took him to the ground in a chokehold, keeping him there for some 15 minutes, Vasquez says. That is an absolute first-degree deletion. Not involuntary. That's premeditated, straight up. You walk up behind someone and choke them to death. What's involuntary about that? What's the mistake? For a person who wasn't even, he threw his coat off on the ground. Was you upset at the ground being assaulted? And they let this white man walk off. And again, the two so-called brown people that was there, 15 damn minutes for a stranger. Like, first off, there's nobody on this train saying, get off this man. And for 15 minutes, how many stops have you went through? I ain't from New York, so I don't know nothing about the subway. But how many stops are you going through in 15 minutes? So he's just going to stay choking him out for 15 minutes? I'm sure there had to be a couple stops in between there. And no one's doing nothing? What the hell is this? Don't none of this sound right. Don't none of this sound right. B-Mix said you can go from Brooklyn to Manhattan in 15 minutes. Manhattan to Queens in 15 minutes. And ain't nobody doing nothing? Man. Whoo, New York, y'all cannot let this type of stuff happen in front of y'all faces, family. I mean, nobody say nothing? Get off the man. Oh, let me just film him. Really? Jeez, come on, man. This ain't good, fam. The approximately 3.5 minute long video shot by Vasquez shows the blonde subway rider, I don't know why that's important, lying on the floor of the train with his arms wrapped around the man's neck. Yes, there's a picture, and I'm not showing the images from this. I'm sure y'all have already been traumatized enough. So we won't be doing that. But I just want y'all to know. So it says the train was stopped and the doors open at Broadway, Lafayette Street, Bleecker Street Station, where Vasquez said the conductor had called 911. Neely, who was living on the streets, had a history of mental illness issues, lost consciousness after being put in a chokehold. And No, well, yeah, and after being put in the chokehold and having his life extinguished by this random sadistic vigilante white man who is not really doing anything on the vigilante end. He's just a subway train murderer. That's all he is. No concerns. No, he's just a subway murderer. That's all he is. He walked up to this man from behind who hadn't done anything to him nor threatened anyone else, and then proceeded to choke him out of this world. As far as I could see, he's just a subway killer. Did I miss something? If he did that to a woman, somebody'd be like, he's a subway killer. What did I miss? Oh, he was mentally ill. What? And the EMS worker at the station were unable to revive him. That means that this man choked him well beyond knowing he was out of here. How much different is this supposed to be than George Floyd, other than this man ain't no police? No crime was committed. You could see the police couldn't even be called on the man that got choked out. Anybody trying to condone this is a POS. The strap hanger, whose sources said is a Marine veteran, was taken into custody, later released without charges. The investigation is ongoing, and authorities are waiting on autopsy results before deciding whether to pursue charges against the younger man, sources said. He declined to comment when reached by the Post, so they know who he is. All the mainstream media knows who he is, and they're not divulging this information. Yeah, I just read. Yeah, I read that the autopsy came out. They ruled it a homicide. So we're gonna see about these charges here now. A video taken later shows man flailing his arms and legs in an effort to free himself as the strap hanger has him in a headlock and other bystanders helps to hold him down on the floor of the subway train. And as I read that, B Mix said, the Spanish dude needs to be charged too. Facts. Then suddenly he stopped moving, Vasquez recalled. He was out of strength. A person can be heard in the video expressing worry about Neely's well-being off camera. The man who had been helping strap hanger hold Neely's arms down replied, "He's not squeezing no more." The two let Neely go after a few seconds, leaving him lying on his side on the ground. None of us who were there thought he was in any danger of dying. I'm looking at this picture right here. You sat there and watched this man choke this man out for 15 minutes. And then you're going to say, well, we didn't think he was in any danger of dying. Now we're getting into the realm of illogical conversation because that makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, good grief. Yeah. The deleter is looking right on into the camera like, yeah, make sure you get my good side. Whoo-wee. Vasquez said he had mixed feelings about the fatal encounter. What? Mixed feelings? Oh, Lord. Thanks, Vasquez. Yeah, you had mixed feelings about this. See a super chat. Cult-like personality said, the RWS is proud of your kill, then hide. Why? Yeah. Well, hiding in plain sight. And they're hiding him. That's what makes it worse. All of these, you contacted him. How did you know to contact him? That means his name has been released in some level of the game. Why isn't it over here where we see this gone black man? We ain't hearing nothing about this dude? Yeah, okay. So thank you again, Code-like Personality, for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Yo, Queenin in the house. I see you. Yes. Hooey. Lord, I also saw somebody else coming here. Ferocious, the producer, Miss D at Suite 201. What's going on? In the Mix Radio, welcome. Lord. So let's get back to this. We almost to this. It's almost the end of the article. So yeah, he says, I have mixed feelings about the fatal encounter, particularly since he said Neely had not physically attacked anyone on the train before he was taken down. I think that in one sense, it's fine that citizens want to jump in and help. But I think as heroes, we have to use moderation, he said. What was the need to jump in and help? Everyone else could have left the train. You could have left that car. When you're going to come up behind the dude, see, if he had his back to the man right there, he was definitely not in danger and could have left. He attacked nobody. Wow. This would never have happened if the police had shown up within 5 minutes, he added. No, this would never happen without a vigil anti-black white supremacist who wanted to carry out his Charles Bronson's fantasies. I always looked up to those, what's those weirdo dudes with the red berets? What's them dudes? Guardian angels? Man, I always looked up. My big brother, my dad was guardian angel back, and I've always wanted to, I'm going to take one down on the subway. Man, if y'all don't think that these people be thinking like that, y'all crazy. Spent his whole life waiting to go ahead and try to get one off. And there it go. And I'm sure you, man, I hope his family, this cat's family don't come out doing that. We just got to learn how to forgive. I mean, I know Ben Crump already on his way, so I guess we just have to wait and see how this plays out. Because like I said, you already know Ben Crump. They probably, his people already done contacted him. I want you not to worry. I just want you to know we going to get justice for your son. So I just going to come and meet with you and we going to figure out this thing together. And then we're going to do a press conference. And, I just don't want any of the family members to come out and say anything just yet. But if you want to say you want to forgive, you can go ahead and do that. Any forgiveness statements are always pushed to the front. Oh, Lord. As you already know, like, man, you got to forgive now. I mean, come on. I wouldn't be a good Christian if I wasn't forgiven. Now, you just choked out my son, but I want to forgive because I know he was out there and he was on that stuff and, you know, he was doing wrong and he didn't stop going to church. So it's okay that this random sadistic bastard came and deleted my son off the earth. Maybe he in a better place here with the Lord now. He done deleted my son, and I just feel that no one should be doing anything bad to the young man. I mean, because things happen out here. You better understand. Might be on its way. Definitely might be on its way. Like and share this broadcast. Thank you, In the Mix Radio. I appreciate that. Yeah, forgive, hug, hug. You already know. You have to figure out how to make sure we get this secure. We secure this bag. Now we're talking about reparations and justice, and people sit up here act like what justice? I mean, you all are free and all the opportunities that are afforded you people today. So many things have changed. And so many have not. Yeah. One of the things that with how you know things haven't changed as much as people want you to believe. Oh, thank you so much. Did this when you see the children, I keep showing you. Now, remember, I showed you the picture of the kids with the guns. Now, do y'all remember the video that, you know, I know I played it here on my broadcast and other people have played it. It was on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all remember the little white boy that showed up with the whip at the little black girl's house? Was like, bring her out here. Y'all remember that? Oh, they're whipping the door. If you don't get away from my door, well, those Ring cameras catch a whole bunch now, don't they? Things that people would probably say, I don't really believe this was true. Man, ain't nobody teaching no little kid like that how to be racist. He learning that from somewhere else. Okay. No, you know, if you want to lie to yourself and believe that BS, I ain't. But here's another prime example of what is being taught in these homes.
Hey. Can Monkey come play?
Who?
Monkey?
Who is Monkey?
Your son?
That's not his name. Why would you call him Monkey?
We just call him that.
I don't think that's a nice name, though. Did he say it was okay to call him Monkey?
I don't know. I just got it from my friends.
Would you want somebody to call you an animal name?
I don't care.
Okay. Well, Jaden is his name, and he's not coming out to play with you guys today, and Cadence is. She's asleep. All right?
Okay.
Talk to you later.
And she have to talk to you later. No, get your little ass around from around here and do not come back around here no more. The hell you talking about? No, ma'am. Nope. You keep your little demon self away from here, child. And this is no honest mistake. You got to be somewhere else, kid. Simple as that. Oh boy. Well, it's the girl. Really? Talk to you later. No, you won't. What? Oh, good grief. I mean, some of the things we see out here these days just don't make no damn sense. None. Maybe y'all just victim this and ain't no victim nothing. That ain't what's happening. We telling you the truth of what we see. You know? Let's see. Where do I need to go next? Yeah. Again, like I said, the truth about what we see. And it's sometimes there are occasions where some people confirm what you see. And be like, hey, well, you actually ain't crazy. Like this.
Okay, Cracker Barrel has what?
Cracker Barrel has a code word for black people when they come in. It's like the way we do it is we say "coo" over the radio. We tell the basically the back staff that there's black people here. That
Okay, Cracker Barrel has.
And I've heard that before. So that's not the first time of me hearing that particular discussion. You know what I'm saying? I've heard that before. Absolutely. So kind of interesting, huh? Yeah. So we got this other dude. It's just waves of anti-blackness out there, ain't it? So we got the dude, what's his name, Vivek. He over here trying to run for president, I guess. But it's kind of interesting that you're seeing a lot of the Indian American immigrants popping up, or in this case, like anchor babies, popping up, and the first thing they do is start trying to jump into racial conversations. And truth be told, there shouldn't be any of these other groups in the racial conversation. Unfortunately, black so-called leadership, or the failure of black leadership, has just basically watered down everything black. Even here in my own town, in my city, in my state, the reparations people who are around the task force, there's no foundational black Americans involved with this. And not to mention, these people are all politicians. So there's a lot of trickery going on around our little situation out here as well. Blackjack 21 in the house. What is going on, my brother? But let's hear what this dude has to say, because these people are often making comments about our agenda. You haven't heard any other group's agenda combated as much as ours. Check this out.
Let me tell you what it means to be an American. It means you believe in the ideas, the vision that set this nation into motion 250 years ago, that you believe in ideas like merit and excellence, that you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. That is why I became the first U.S. presidential candidate in history to say that, yes, I will end race-based affirmative action in America, because it is a cancer on our national soul.
I guess he does not really understand the history of affirmative action. And so the one thing that he mentioned was race-based affirmative action. Well, that's cool, because affirmative action for us wouldn't be based on race, would be based on lineage. But of course, you cut out all the immigrants. Actually, that would include you. So there's that. But I mean, here the product of affirmative action running his mouth about ending affirmative action. You're the only beneficiary there that gets it off a race. It makes no difference to us because we would still be entitled to based off of lineage. So again, see, that's why I keep telling y'all, look at how they keep trying to turn this conversation to race-based and race and skin color. No. We talking about lineage, baby. So whatever race we are, okay, cool, but not based on that. Whatever skin color we are, cool, not based on that. It's based on the family ties to this country. That's called lineage. Generations. Not race. Not ethnicity. Nope. Lineage. And you got the lineage to know who's been harmed and who's owed what. So, you know, that's real simple. So don't let people start getting y'all into these conversations with, man, you know, it's the content. Well, see, this is why y'all don't like the new black media. We judge you on the content of your character. And that's the truth. See, so when this dude comes out talking crazy, we can judge him on the content of his character. I don't have to look at his skin. Because we're talking about anti-black views, anti-black hatred. That's anti-black hate. And in a political sense, it's only turned out to manifest itself into anti-black violence. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to be mindful of people like that around us and make sure that they don't stay too long. You understand what I'm saying? Dark-skinned brother said, a cancer trying to say someone else is a cancer. Yes, the nerves, man. I'm saying, dark-skinned brother, thank you for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, my brother. Grimlock 313 in the chat. I didn't see you. Welcome. Yes. So let me get this in here. Okay. So Joy, like they be calling her Joyless Reed, she has recently interviewed another particular, I guess he's one of the other prominent Indian Americans out here. And so I guess they sent him out here to do some damage control. So let's see what he got to say with Joy Reid.
Currently is boasting about getting who was the only African American anchor in this business before I joined him in Prime at CNN, Don Lemon. He's boasting about getting him fired. He thinks that is somehow going to be a big, flag for his run for president. Your thoughts on him? Because you've been back and forth with him online.
You know, when he first started, I thought, okay, here's an Indian American, funny name. We disagree. Hopefully, he makes a good showing or does something well. And it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, Joy. My phone blew up with other Indian Americans saying, make it clear he doesn't speak for us. I mean, to sit there lecturing a black man about black history was totally uncalled for. And then he didn't have all his historical facts. I mean, the Indian American community in this country holds a huge debt to the African American community. If it weren't for the civil rights movement, the 1965 Immigration Reform Act wouldn't have passed, my parents wouldn't have come to America. Before that, basically, immigrants from Asia and Africa were not allowed to come. It was highly discriminatory.
It's really ironic because neither his nor my parents could have come here under the rules before the Civil Rights Act, before that 65 Civil Rights Bill, but he's acting as if the NRA somehow saved African Americans in the Civil War. The NRA wasn't even formed until 1871. Well, he doesn't know anything about African American history. He clearly doesn't know the reasons for the Civil War because he thinks the purpose of the Civil War was to get Black people the right to bear arms.
And this is why immigrants should not be speaking on our history. Like she said, her parents couldn't have came here. Truth be told, why are either one of them in this conversation? Why don't you go get the people who belong in the conversation to be in it? I always find that strange that you have these outsiders that always jump in there. Let's have these conversations. Let's hold this. And what do you think about how African Americans have been treated in this country? Why are you talking? We got this. There is enough of us out here to speak for ourselves. We do not need somebody who ain't one of us speaking for us. Y'all notice how that always happens? You always got somebody else. Oh, let's come out here and talk on A stuff. We right here. We don't need you. These people are nuts. And, you know, I just can't help but notice, you know, how often we're seeing these people running out here. We've had these people come out here caping for Carolyn Bryant. That makes no damn sense. We have these folks over here. They're with their Let's Stop Foundational Black Americans from delineating with JAM. You got that woman going on and all of that stuff going. And then you have all of these other people who have benefited from the civil rights era. And every last one of the groups I mentioned ignores foundational Black American issues. Down to Joy Reid. Let me see. Look at that. Is it in here? Okay. Let me put this other thing in here. So something else that we also need to examine is how some of these immigrants seem to look at us, because this is something they're putting on us. Now, this is just how Black immigrants see us. How much more are these Ukrainians or these folks from Afghanistan? How do they view Black folks from America? Because, see, the Black people they see on TV are not of our lineage, but are always speaking for us. So all they get is a false representation of who we are. But they always will speak about what they think they are.
Because we're not Black. People from Caribbean are not Black, but they tell us that we're Black. In the context of Black is a construct. It's not actually reality, because you're not Black. As in, your skin color is not Black. Your skin color is brown.
I'm brown.
Yeah, but they call us Black. But
so you're not Black. Don't be Black here then. You see how that works? You're not Black, but then you come over here and, well, man, who defines what Blackness is? Man, I don't understand why, man, guys is gatekeeping Black. Yeah. And see why? Because when we got flip-floppy, wish-washy people around, yeah, we got to do stuff like that. I mean, come on. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Cult-like personality with the super chat said, with an angry face, RWS has come outside. Know your pets, aka tethers, and buffer crash dummies, step aside. I know that's right. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Cult-like personality. Thank you once again for the super chat. Much, much appreciative. Cynthia Newman in the chat. Hello, hello, and sun kissed by the Most High. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. All right. Oh, you know what? Get back up there. All right. And so here's another video about how things are playing out. How things are playing out over there with the Pan-African situation. And I hope y'all understand there's a whole lot of stuff going on over there. Tunisia, they over there, they running every dark person out of Tunisia right now. They want every sub-Saharan African out. And then the Sudan is, I mean, on fire, man. But we want to go there. Well, this sister dropped a TikTok video to let black folks maybe get a little bit of insight on the real deal.
Woman you see in back of me. Her name is Jeanette Salters. She, I believe it was in the 1970s and the 1980s. She was an activist for African Americans, and she was also a feminist. And she moved to Africa for a better life. She moved to Ghana. You remember Ghana, where they said that you was going to get your dual citizenship from, that you can move there and they'll give you a dual citizenship. Her and her sister moved to Africa, and she came back home in a body bag. Her son had to bury her. Stop letting these Pan-Africans fool you, thinking that you are an African, you're not an African. And see, Africans know that. But the problem is they want to take this land from you. That's why they come over here in droves and then tell you to go to Africa. None of us is going because we're not living like they're living over there. And got jealous of this woman and killed her for her land. Don't be no fool, because they're trying to psych you out and make you move and make Africa out of a fantasy land, and it's not. It's a lot of people. It was a young lady that got on Instagram crying, saying that she needed a way home, and they lied about Africa. Don't let these people fool you. Have a nice day.
Wow. C. Terry in the house. Welcome, welcome. Wow. Hoo-wee. Well, you know, it's unfortunate for that sister, but I definitely have to agree with what this sister said. I hope more people would kind of take heed. Like when we say these people don't really fool with us like that, we're not just putting something out there for the hell of it. We letting y'all know they ain't rocking with us like that. How do you know? How they fool with your men? Yeah, they'll come lay up with the sisters, of course. Of course. I mean, shoot, what you think they was doing in slavery? Yeah, they would. I mean, shoot, the white boys was up there laying up with slaves. The white women was up there laying up with their bucks. So, of course, sexual access is not about liking or rocking or, most important, supporting your political position. Sex is way away from that, except for the group that makes sex their political agenda. which we know who those people are. Don't misgender me. That's the most narcissistic line ever. Anyway, here's something else you might want to keep an eye on, family.
The fact is, most non-citizens coming to our border are not eligible to remain in the United States. Asylum laws do not provide for relief solely for economic reasons or for general violence. U.S. authorities may detain migrants until removal. In some cases, non-citizens may be temporarily released as they await the results of their immigration court proceedings only if they have passed screening and vetting. They are required to check in with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on a regular basis and may be given ankle monitors or similar electronic devices. If temporarily released, the federal government does not provide help or financial support to non-citizens, and non-citizens must report the addresses where they stay. An immigration judge may grant asylum or other forms of relief or protection if non-citizens qualify. Most do not.
Yeah. I wonder how that sits with some folk. Because think about that. You telling us about dreamers. The laws in place right now say that all of these migrants should, or now, what am I saying? These illegal invaders should be sent back with the quickness. And if they're released in this country, they're not entitled to financial assistance as they're getting now. So the laws on the books are literally being broken by this current administration while telling you every law that they're using against you that they're breaking, which is against you, foundational Black Americans, vote for it. Because going with these Republicans is so much worse than y'all trying to do this. I don't think so. I don't think so. And let's just take a look at the smoke screens from the White House, shall we? This type of stuff is crazy. Check it out.
On Friday evening, a 9-year-old child was murdered along with 4 others in yet another shocking, horrific act of gun violence in America, this time in Cleveland, Texas. 2 of the women killed were discovered on top of surviving children and appeared to be shielding them from gunfire. In all, 5 people were murdered by an individual armed with a powerful AR-15 style rifle. As the manhunt for the suspected assailant continues, we urge the public to heed all guidance from law enforcement officials and stay safe. Federal law enforcement agencies have been providing assistance and support to local law enforcement as they work to respond to this tragedy and locate the suspect. The president was briefed on the shooting on Saturday morning, and he and the First Lady are praying for those killed in the attack, for their surviving loved ones, and for the broader Cleveland community. But the president believes prayers alone are not enough. Congress must act, because what makes tragedies like this one all the more heart-wrenching is the fact that it is entirely within our power to take these weapons of war off our streets. The majority of Americans and the majority of gun owners support common sense measures to reduce gun violence. The president continues to believe that Congress must act without delay. It's not too late to save lives and prevent the next mass shooting.
Good Lord. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, Can y'all hear me? So I cannot hear myself. Oh, y'all can hear me. Okay. Good. So the interesting thing about how they keep like talking about these, it's guns. It's like, okay, if it's really guns, they seem to skip over, and shout out to Professor Black Truth for his video this morning about the situation out there in Oklahoma, because that's actually a mass shooting as well. With the 7 bodies that were found during the search for the 2 Oklahoma teens, it says authorities recovered the bodies of 7 people during the search of a village on Monday. Oklahoma property of 2 missing teens, state investigators confirmed. The bodies were found near the city of Henrietta, a town of about 6,000, located about 90 miles to the east of Oklahoma City, said Gerald Davidson, the spokesperson for the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations. Let's see why this is not doing that. Okay. He said the medical examiner would have to identify the victims, but authorities are no longer looking for the missing teens or anyone they may have been with. Meaning everybody that they was with was more than likely deleted. And as we have found out, the facts and the truth of the matter is that's pretty much the case. Let's see. We've had our share of troubles, but this one is pretty bad, Mogi County Sheriff Eddie Rice told reporters. Rice declined to confirm the identities of any of the victims, where the bodies were found, or any of the details about weapons that may have been discovered on the property. But the families of the victims have now came out and said that they were shot. So we understand this is a mass shooting by a dude who was facing trial Monday. He was supposed to be being on trial Monday for some funny style charges. I'll just put it like that. Why is this not coming up? Let's see. We believe there is no longer a threat to the community. I don't doubt that. A missing endangered persons advisory for 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer was issued earlier Monday. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol canceled the advisory Monday afternoon. The tip for Webster and Brewster stated that he had allegedly been seen traveling with Jesse McFadden, who was on the state's sex offender registry. Prison records from the Oklahoma Department of Corrections show that McFadden was convicted of first-degree R in 2003 and was released in October 2020. Damn, that's a hell of a bid. Court records show McFadden was scheduled to appear in court Monday for the start of a jury trial on charges of sexual conduct with a minor and possession of child pornography. A message left Monday evening with McFadden's attorney in the case was not immediately returned. Brittany Brewer's father told on KOTV Tulsa one of the bodies was discovered one of the bodies that was discovered was his daughter. Brittany was an outgoing person. She was actually chosen over the upcoming Miss Henrietta for the National Miss Pageant in Tulsa. National Miss Pageant. I don't know anything about pageants, but in Tulsa in July. So these were like older pageant girls, pageant teens, I guess. And now she won't become. She's dead. Oh, because she's dead, she's gone. Damn. Let's see. Let me go on here. So, reading down, it says, "Our hearts are hurting, and we have considered what is best for our students." So this is the school talking. In the days ahead, officials said schools will be in session, and mental health professionals and clergy will be on hand to assist counseling students. But he said he would understand if families wanted to keep their children home from school. In a separate case in Okmulgee, or is it Okmulgee County, the bodies of 4 people were found on October 14th in a Deep Fork River in Okmulgee, a town of about 11,000 people, about 40 miles south of Tulsa. Joseph Kennedy is facing 4 counts of first-degree deletion in that case. So we have, once again, shout out to Professor Black Truth. He actually covered this story this morning, and I'm glad he did, because that is crazy. Absolutely crazy, family. Tia, to you in the house. I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, my sister. So let's see where we are here. Bear with me one second. Get this out here. All right. So we have a little more to go. Hope y'all liking the new background. The one thing I don't like about using the virtual backgrounds through StreamYard is it's a little laggy. But I do like the way it looks. I can't front on that. I definitely do like the way it looks. But it's a little laggy for me. Oh yeah, we got to get to this piece. Gotta get to the we gotta do this. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because Takashi Snitch 9 has resurfaced to join in with the garbage that like Fat Joe and people of his ilk have been trying to do, and not like anyone should ever be trusting anything that comes out of this rat's mouth. But nonetheless, he figured he'd put his foot in it. So here he is.
Yo, there's something I want to get off my chest that I got to address. I seen a lot of people saying, 6ix9ine went from English to Spanish. This is one. I owe my label a Spanish album that they paid me $3 million for in 2020. That's one. I don't really care about that. So let's talk about 2. You know how many Spanish niggas is born and raised in Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, the whole New York City? What y'all trying to say, Spanish niggas can't eat? So when you Spanish, you can only make reggaeton, you can only make Spanish music? It's our culture too, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? I'm just saying, think about it. Name one Spanish rapper other than me and Shorty that could enter the top 10 on Billboard. Name them. I can't even name Spanish rappers. Y'all don't let niggas eat. Y'all just mad because I could enter a whole different demographic in the Spanish market. I dominated the English, and I'm going to dominate the Spanish.
You dominated? What song from him do you know? Is there a song of his that any of y'all know? The hell is he talking about? I dominated. Dominated what? The witness stand? Yeah. Your Honor, it was him. Your Honor, it was him. And it was him, Your Honor, and it was him too. And Cardi B's a blood. Come on, man. Come on, fella. Let's keep it a buck. But that's not really, I mean, we already know, what it is. So, I mean, I guess you take that for what it is. So let me show you something. Oh, so something that went on in my local politics here in our city is we had one of these. How's your face doing, Snitch? Yeah, that dude, boy, they whipped his boy. They caught that dude slipping, didn't they? Yeah, they caught him slipping, didn't they? Dark skinned brother with the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you, my brother. Yeah, you and yours, brother. Cause they stomped that cat out. Caught that dude slipping in the gym. It's like, okay. So yeah, he dominated. Man, I dominated. Stop it. Shawana S. Welcome. Yeah, dominated. Nothing. Let's see. So where's this? Okay. So this is something that went on here that you all, y'all may have heard or may not, but this woman was moonlighting. Now, all of a sudden, they're starting to complain about how little Oregon politicians actually make, so they're justifying some of the other stuff they do. And there's been some questionable funding issues out here as well. So this is just another cog in the wheel of potential political misconduct. But check this out.
Deeply, deeply value public service. I've always known that it's a sacrifice, and I want you to know that I apologize. I am deeply honored to serve as Oregon Secretary of State, regardless of the compensation.
A tearful Shamia Fagan apologizing to the public for moonlighting as a cannabis consultant while her office was auditing the industry.
Upon painful reflection, taking that contract was poor judgment. I made a mistake, and I own it, and I am sorry.
Fagan says she worked about 15 hours a week researching cannabis regulations for Verity Holding LLC, a job in which she made $10,000 a month since February to do. She says she took a pay cut when she left law for public service. Public record shows she makes $77,000 a year as the Secretary of State. She's also a single mother of two after a recent divorce.
To put it bluntly, my Secretary of State's salary alone is not enough for me to make ends meet.
Fagan says the Joint Ethics Committee advised her to get written permission from the State Ethics Commission prior to taking the contract with Verity Holding, which she did not do because she wanted to recuse herself instead.
She recused herself from it basically at the last minute. And so that does raise some red flags, and people will need answers on that.
Jim Moore, director of political outreach at Pacific University, says the mistake is something that will affect the public's trust if she continues her political career.
She's going to have to do something to earn that trust back from the other executives, the governor, the attorney general, people like that, but then also with the legislature.
And in a statement Friday, Governor Kotek called for the Ethics Commission to investigate Fagan's actions.
And so we have a new governor. That's Tina Kotek. So she's doing a little bit of house cleaning. Combing through some finances and seeing some things. And all of a sudden, people are, boy, this is some shakeups. notice how many Democrats are subsequently not running for re-election. And shout out to Queen Nile for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Much thanks. Much thanks. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, that's one of the things that has happened. The other is see, when they always bring up Portland, they bring up Portland like, oh man, Portland is, they just letting these people go. This crime is everywhere and it's rampant. And yeah, Portland is used as a political talking point or lightning rod, shall we say, for the past things that have went on here, which, truth be told, had everything to do with paid agitation. Like, you had your Antifa actors, and these people were getting paid to be disruptors. They're paid disruptors. Now there probably were people running with some of these folks that felt that they were on the level and legit. But when you start getting down to the leadership, same as Black Lives Matter, they getting paid by some Democratic organization so they can keep certain things going. And I mean, that's just the reality of it all. So check this out. And this is our mayor from here talking to Ted Wheeler, talking on Fox News.
Black and brown people in your community are struggling. And it seems like you've changed your position on this issue. Why?
Not at all. What you're talking about is out of context. It was about a specific fund. In fact, we are having record recruiting for the Portland Police Bureau. I'm very proud of the investments I've made in new gun violence reduction teams. I'm proud of the partnerships we have with our county and our other governments around retail theft, around auto theft. I have always been pro-public safety, and as the police commissioner, I've made it my business to make sure that the city is safe for our citizens. And I also just want to say this. I hear on your network all the time about what a dangerous city the city of Portland is. And that's factually not true. We don't even make the top list of the top 30 most dangerous cities in America. So I would just say
Mayor,
the reason
I'll say this for you, Mr. Mayor, because
the reason we
I got you. I hear the point that you're trying to make, Mr. Mayor, but this is not something that my network is trying to get out of thin air. I spend most of my time with the people, and I was invited into your city, and I've been there for the last 4 years talking with residents there.
Cap. I've been there for 4 years talking to residents there. Really? Really? You've been in our city talking to what residents? It wasn't the black ones. So look at how he's trying to play it. So Fox News got our mayor up there talking to this guy. By the way, our mayor has given, what, $60 million to the police? That sound like he pulling money from the police? Oh, those woke policies. See, don't get caught up on what they report. Because a lot of the times that they're reporting and the things that they're trying to do politically, you're kind of playing good cop, bad cop with ideas to make people go in a certain direction. And that's pretty much what we're seeing right here. And that is pretty much what this is. And yes, Fox News has absolutely been at the forefront of saying, well, Portland is this and Portland is that and all of this trouble and crime. Yeah, Blackjack, they're trying to pull a Chicago using Portland, and it's total crap. Reason being they want to use it here is because the protests were so big here. So they don't want that type of action no more. So that is one thing, well, law and order and blah, blah. That's where all of that stems from. And, you know, the desire to over-police Black communities.
They say they're unsafe.
The city was once great about 10 years ago. I would say a lot of people moving, flourishing. I would say in the last 5, no good.
There are a lot of difficulties that the city has faced over the past, well, during the pandemic, and it's been exacerbated. The homeless situation has been pretty bad, and the vandalism of the businesses.
I think it's definitely.
I want y'all to notice something. Notice what they're not talking about. Gun violence. They don't bring up gun violence at all. Because that's not a talking point. That's a Democratic agenda. So every time you hear somebody talking about guns, that ain't coming from nobody from the community, Black or white. Because guns are not, I mean, that's an instrument. An instrument of protection or an instrument of destruction. Blackjack said, woke equals black, vandalism equals uprising. You got it. Well, you know, things have changed. It just, you can't be just blatantly, overtly racist with what's changed, but y'all can get the energy, right? By the way, are you noticing how many of these people that are being interviewed are actually immigrants? Notice how they didn't say anything about gentrification.
Changed over the years. I wouldn't necessarily say for the better.
They say tents are surrounding their houses.
Many do.
They say that squatters are taking over the city. They say, and I see it with my own eyes, that people are shooting up with drugs. And they say it's because of policies that you support. And the police commander that I talked with yesterday say that you, in fact, did defund the police and made it an anti-cop sentiment under the guise of racial justice. So it's not something that I am saying. These are
it is.
Your residents.
Nobody here said that. Nobody here said that. That's all cap. That is all cap. Nobody here said that. And I mean, I wouldn't doubt that he talked to the police. The police. What is his name? What is his job title? A union, the police union off the union guy, the union president. We have some Sheriff Clarks out here, so y'all know. You know, he's one of them. So yeah, he did in fact defund the police in because of racial justice. Catch that? So he's tying in defunding the police with racial justice. There's an agenda there. That's again why we need reparations and an anti-black hate crime bill. ASAP, like yesterday. Fox Shields, I'll say. So, let me get to this last little bit here. Get these in here. Bear with me real quick while I get these uploaded. Yes, indeed. Again, and a quick reminder for those who like, you guys is helping the Republicans. We are helping ourselves. Our vote is for sale. Okay? And this is one of the reasons why we ain't really feeling your Joe Biden guy.
Found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together, a bunch of jive folks living in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan. When they found out, they were keeping schools open. So gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me, robbing the local store. They're in a gymnasium. And my daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer. And I will be safer. And I will be happy.
Jive. Some jive. Jive. Look, y'all, none of this is by accident. I hope y'all understand. He does it on purpose. Look, y'all, jive. Jive. Really, dude? Oh, Lord. Oh, let me see. Let me get this one thing in here. Before I get to this last piece, because I want to talk about the Ebony K. Williams thing and the Ayanna Van Zandt. There was an interaction with between I guess a transgender woman and a male patron at a store, and it turned out to be fairly interesting. And so you all might, I want to know what y'all think about this particular exchange right here.
Trans women are women.
Well, I'm telling you, as a man, that's bullshit.
Huh? Okay.
You know what? Nobody confronts your ass. That's the problem.
Really?
If they'd say,
really?
What the?
You want to bet?
What the is
you
going on? Do you know how many people you've embarrassed at City Hall?
Me, an
They have
embarrassment to City
they
Hall?
have
Really?
to tolerate
Your
that
embarrassment
shit. You are nuts.
Let's wake you up
You
to the
are
truth,
nuts.
sir.
You're not a woman. You don't look like a woman. You don't act like a woman.
Really?
You're ahead. What's wrong with you? Well, look at yourself. For Christ's sakes.
Really?
For Christ's sakes, who would want to even be close? My God.
Really?
It's horrible.
I don't know why.
You
Why
are not.
am I so
You
horrible
are
to
not
you?
a chick.
Why am I so horrible to
Do you still have a?
You know what? That is none of your business.
Do you think there's one person that really thinks that you're a chick?
I know a lot of people that agree with me and that accept me for who
Do you
I
know-
am. And the fact that you're going to be in here with a sign like that
nobody,
is bullshit.
nobody confronts you. That's
Yes,
the
they
problem.
do.
You make me
That's bullshit.
uncomfortable because
Really?
you're
Get the
nuts.
f- away from me.
Then you get out of my store.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some people think it's hurtful.
Well,
He told us that this hurt.
But here's the thing. I don't give about feelings anymore. I'm 70 age. I went to Vietnam to fight for all this. Do you think I care about some feelings? Absolutely not.
I ain't mad at Pops neither. I mean, shit. The truth be told, is he wrong? what does he have to care? See, my point is what he's not wrong about is he does not have to care about somebody else's feelings. That is not his job. So that's funny. I'm sure somebody has a problem with that, but whatever. I mean, that is funny. Funny. I just found that interaction to be very funny. So, but like I said, we have to talk about this Ayanna Van Zant and Ebony K. Williams piece because, we're hearing, like, when you say bus driver, for some reason, all of a sudden, the bus driver is a bad thing. Bus drivers get paid very well in my city. But if he owned the bus, huh? See, here's, I'll address this after I hear. So let's hear the first little clip.
I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanna, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
So she would do it. Now, the other woman, totally against that idea. Cynthia Newman said, I'm with the old man. Oh, yeah. She's done them all. Yeah, she showed this, said that. Wow, she's done them all. Yeah, I've done them all. Okay. Not sure if that's what you wanted to do. I wonder what Ayanna feel about. Like, did she catch that or she just let that roll? Because truth be told.
Own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
So let's see the rebuttal.
So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
She almost sounds like those dub S's that come out and that always be screaming about victimhood when we're talking about reparations. No, that's just victimhood. No, it's not. That's not true at all. It's not victimhood. You know, and truth be told, the whole victimhood line, when you actually think about it, if that was true, if we're victims, then aren't you guilty of victim shaming every time you speak against reparations? Isn't that what that is? But yeah, I'm looking at that as a person like that really, really, really has an agenda of, number one, animosity towards, because think about what, oh, you said hard, oh, hand to ear. You know, think about the one thing when she's talking about, well, I think mediocre. What's mediocre about? See, she's looking at the profession of a bus driver. What else does that bus driver got going on? Is that a means to something else? And again, you have people making super good money driving a bus. So I don't know, or a garbage man. Not like, shoot, garbage is a hard business to get into, to be quite honest, if anybody really knew, like, because they make so much money, you know. But a plumber, you know, electrician, these are people who make very good money. Now, they might not be walking on the carpet at the Met Gala. They might not have all the people looking to take pictures with them so they could put it on Instagram. But this might be an individual who will give you a solid life and give you a legacy for generations to come. But the idea of him being a bus driver, we're not striving for excellence. Excellence is not always in front of a camera, but it is always effective. And she seemed to have missed that particular point. So when people are coming at her, telling her how wrong she is, you kind of got to leave people where they stand in stuff like that. Because we already see that she ain't going to do one thing that old sister Ayanna Van Zant endorses, and that's this.
Own your stuff, little girl. Own it.
You feel me? You got to own it. You got to own it. So let me see. Yeah, I think I got it all to you tonight. Now, with that being said, let me find this other thing real quick. Hopefully I can. Do y'all know the African girl that I be finding sometimes? She, number one, they hit me with, she's singing the SWV song. They hit me with a strike on that. I was like, shit, that is not SWV singing. But then I seen, oh, they hit me too, because they hit me. For those who are in my members. Sister Miriam in the house. Welcome, sister. For those my members, I got a video that, like, my Fair Weather Friend video, they hit me up and was like, oh yeah, that's the remix. You sang it. I sang it that good, huh? I tell you, boy, they be on my channel so much. They ensure I stay shadow banned. But it's all good. Because, see, we understand that the message is going out and going out and going out strong. Oh, of course I don't. Damn it. Oh, what's this right here? No, not what I'm looking for. Let me look at one other space. I'm looking for one quick thing before we get up out of here. What is it here? Bear with me, folks. Thought I still had it in here. Oh, well. I guess I don't. Oh, I wanted to play something real quick. No, I sure don't have that. But you know what I will do? How about I wanted to play one of our elders, but I think I do have something from another one of our elders that I can play. Let me see. What's this? I ain't done this in a while. I ain't done this in a minute. So a good old throwback to my good supporters and subscribers. We're gonna do one that we have not done in a while. Yeah, kind of how the biscuits. Deneen Soul with the super chat. Thank you so much. Great program, sir. I appreciate that, my sister. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and all of yours. May you have a blessed and great, wonderful night. Thank you so much again. Appreciate you, sister. So, yeah, let me, I'm going to play just a little quick taste of this. Okay. Let me. This thing taking forever, ain't it? Oh, and before I play that, there was something that I came across that I found like, this is a little interesting, a very interesting statement. Check this out.
I'm so serious. You can always tell who need their ass whooped because they always meddling in other people's business. All that means when you be meddling in other people's business is you need to be beat the fuck up. That's all you need to do. A motherfucker beat your ass up. It'll teach you how to keep your eyes on your own paper, like how to mind your business. A motherfucker bang your ass up, beat you the fuck up. All of a sudden you realize like they don't have nothing to do with me. It just takes for you to get your ass whooped. So if you look around and you see people who are always commenting and minding other people's business, you can tell they ain't had their ass whooped in a long time. You need to be beat up. You just need to be beat up. A good ass whooping, it'll clear all of that up. It'll clear all that congestion, all of that meddling that you got in your body and your soul. It'll clear that. It'll clear all of that shit out. It'll decongest your ass.
Oh, yeah, I have to agree with our sister. I would have to agree. Wee.
As they have, what say you about that 400 years later?
It is amazing that black relationships have lasted for 400 years. They lasted this morning, they're also going to last tonight, and you may not even know the person to whom you're going to have the relationship with. But they do tend to go over. Relationships do go over like that. And as we move into what has happened to this, I know that our relationships sometimes really reach a low ebb. That's one of the reasons why we wrote the book, How to Find and Keep a BMW, a Black Man Working. That was spelled out in there. This is very serious. Because our relationships didn't start yesterday or last week. It also started 400 years ago when those 19 persons were here. And I want you to remember something very important that one of our by any means necessary power brokers told us, and that was Malcolm X. He said, if we can only remember that you didn't land at Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on you. And it's very essential that we kind of keep this in place. And knowing that these are the things that happen, we have to move more to change it. See, we have a system that would not like to see black males and black females together. They would not like to see that happening at all. Because once we come together, they understand the power of the strength of the black woman, the queen of the universe. They know that, her strength. They also know the power of the black male, the warrior. If you would turn him loose, he will protect also his family and things that need to be done. And because they understand that if our relationships are together, then they will lose. But if our relationships are torn up, then we can forever be treated in certain ways by the oppressors. That's why they gave us something called integration, which is nothing but the illusion of inclusion. They gave us this.
and I'll pause it right there. Because, see, going back to what Ebony K. Williams was talking about, it's aiding that feminism line. And black feminism is just another branch of white supremacy. And it is, like the sister just said, it is designed to prevent black men and black women from coming together and rebuilding our community. Because what do we always hear? A house divided against itself cannot stand. So that requires the unity of black men and black women. Not separating, because see, we have got into the mode of doing the black women thing, black women thing, black women. And all that caters to is a woman's agenda that black women never benefit from. That's why now there's so much against reparations, because again, something that happens within reparations, black women, these higher educated sisters out here, get an instant cash infusion as well. What can happen when black men and black women start coming together on the building end of things, the business side of things? How does this now look in the scheme and the playing field of the world? I would say that it'd probably be very beneficial, and I can see that people will spend good money to make sure black men and black women remain at odds. And family, let me tell you, if they push that now, then by the time we get reparations, it'll be a flood of different ideas. And they'll have black faces on them. But we already understand why now. That's because we have the tether class. So the tether class will do what? Sit there and be like, hey, well, you know, it's more about black women, black women, black women. I don't think we really need to go ahead and start doing this. Maybe we need to focus on fixing ourselves. And then come to find out they ain't entitled to any of y'all money. But they trying to convince you not to get your money because these black women, especially the tethers, they're in fear of becoming you. Because they've always tried to align themselves with the dominant society. When we are no longer that target of the bottom, where does that leave them? And so the tares from the wheat end up being shown in the lineage-based reparation space, doesn't it? And so you see a lot of people saying, hey, wait. You guys are trying to separate the roses from the weeds. That ain't right. Absolutely it is. You're a dandelion. We're roses. We belong in a special place. Not, yeah, we're all flowers. We got that. But we're different. And it's okay because we're an exceptional people. And it takes an exceptional people to build something such as an America that, and then fight for civil rights that brought all of these immigrants over here into our country to begin with. And just like I played a minute ago, majority of these people do not have any right to be here on our soil right now, nor should they be receiving any of our tax dollars. These are the simple things that we are facing. And I think I shall play that last video one more time. I want to get that back in here because I just want y'all to hear about that immigration thing. So if you didn't catch that earlier, I'm going to play that one more time before we get up out of here. Because, where's that at? Right there. Because this is for real. These folks, hey, man, see ya. You know, I get it. It was all bad. But here's the truth. The excuses that we get for why you're fleeing is not a law here that protects you. You need to get your illegal butt back to where you came from and stop freeloading and siphoning off and leeching off of the hard work of America to have built itself, number one, off of the free labor of the foundational Black American people of this land, and tied to all of the benefits that all of the other world groups have done while doing business with this great whore of Babylon. Let's just remember where you want to be.
The fact is, most non-citizens coming to our border are not eligible to remain in the United States. Asylum laws do not provide for relief solely for economic reasons or for general violence. U.S. authorities may detain migrants until removal. In some cases, non-citizens may be temporarily released as they await the results of their immigration court proceedings only if they have passed screening and vetting. They are required to check in with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on a regular basis and may be given ankle monitors or similar electronic devices. If temporarily released, the federal government does not provide help or financial support to non-citizens, and non-citizens must report the addresses where they stay. An immigration judge may grant asylum or other forms of relief or protection if non-citizens qualify. Most do not.
And with that being said, Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeed. So as we let Babylon fall into the wayside in the abyss of itself, as we let the Mesopotamians figure out how to still further interfere with our reparations, let's always stay mindful of the big, big, bad Satan that we are up against. This beast, as our sister Jade Airedale says, this beast that we shall trample. But you all got to believe what you are, because as so you think you are, so shall you are, so shall you be. So you better see yourself as a victor here. Don't let people put their discouragement on you. That's not your bag. Let them carry their own. Can you dig it? So understand. Put this mess behind you and understand what we are looking at going forward, which is the full-fledged empowerment of our people. You could follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to support this channel, you agree and like the content that you are seeing here on this particular channel, you can always support, and all donations are greatly appreciated. Thank you in advance. Peace, power, blessings, and protections upon you who have already donated this evening for this evening's broadcast, and who will in the future. Shout out and major salute to all of you. And you can do so at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And we also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, family, letting it burn. Letting it burn. And you dig it? Yeah. Yes, indeed. And so I guess this would not be, it would only be fitting, because I know some of y'all are probably like, hey, wait a minute. So remember, for the mainstream media and all of the dominant societies loving anti-blackness ilk, if you think that we do not know where our place is in this world and what is due to us, and also what your major fear for us coming into power is, you are sadly mistaken. We are well aware. But furthermore, if you believe you can prevent such destiny, such fulfillment of prophecy, and such absolute truth to come forward, well, we have a message from us over here at the Grassroots to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, Stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.